Do, do, do. Hello, people. Trying to get this together. I'm doing this from my phone today and not my computer. Happy Wednesday. Do, do, do. Happy Wednesday. Let me get a little bit closer to the camera. How y'all doing? It's Renee Cage Watson, CEO of Empowered by Courage Coaching. I'm a little bit hot. And I am a lifestyle architect. And you're like, what is a lifestyle architect? It's just a fancy way of saying I'm a life coach, but I help women find their purpose, live in their passion, construct the power within themselves to stand in their success while designing the balance that they desire and deserve. And today's episode is about the sacrifices that we, and I'll just say we as women, we make to be successful. Either it is we are having to hold ourselves back because of our family, or we're missing out on things, or not being available because of our family in the pursuit of success. And so it's always this, push pull dynamic that goes on. And I can say, for me personally, um, it's this, the thing about balance, right? And then also the thing about where we have been socialized, there's this underlining guilt that if you're a woman, that you have to give up some things. If you are a mother, then it's kind of frowned upon to pursue, your career and so forth. And so part of what my program does is really help women just be comfortable around what and how they create their lives and the balance that they're trying to create in their lives, whether it is really pursuing going back after another degree or so forth, or pursuing a different um, career, or really leaning into their side hustle and they're trying to make it their main thing. So with that comes sacrifice. So sometimes there's going to be some, you know, missed things that you may miss. There's going to be sometimes um, times you can't go. Fear of missing out. You can't always go to everywhere because you are buckling down and working towards, a vision of something that you have. And and I can say, as far as my clients go, that has been really one of the benefits of really being able and being clear about what your purpose is, being clear about what your life design is, and just being unapologetic about it, right? And not shrinking yourself and holding yourself back. And I just read a post. I can't. Who was that? Oh, Katisha. She had a post that. Well, I'm going to misquote it now, but basically, in the essence, that we want to encourage girls or young women, but then if you're too confident, then we want to shrink you. You're too much, right? So it's always this like, be confident but not too much, be this but not, so it's always this, we're given these messages about, yeah, you can be this but not too much, other people can't handle it. And so, my recommendation is just be you, be all of you. Don't let anyone tell you what box to put you in. My girl Stacy is like, don't put me in a box. You run your own lane, you run your own marathon. This is yours. And it's no one else's to um, to design and create that for you. And I'm kind of going to go a little bit off topic. I know it's been a lot going on in the world with with the George Floyd hearings, and now with another killing, murdering of an unarmed black man. And it just seems like deja vu, with this whole, she thought it was her taser and it was a gun, Oscar Grant. It was just like, for real, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating and hurtful to know that your life isn't valued based on the color of your skin, that you're feared basically, that a simple stop traffic stop or violation could turn into your life being taken away from you. And I know last year when the George Floyd murder happened, and I did a live and I spoke about it, how it triggered me because I've been beat up by the police before, by Oakland Police Department, and I know what the terror feels like when you're surrounded by a whole bunch of police and they got the guns drawn out on you, and you don't know what's next. And I've been like choked out. I was choked out by the police, and I sued and blah blah blah. But it was also the whole how it was my ex-boyfriend. He got pulled over because the light over his license plate was out, and so that escalated all into I'm going to break his neck, guns drawn, calling them N words, slapping me. It was just like too much, all because a simple fix it ticket. And it's just frustrating. And I'm just like venting and going on and I have no solutions. and but I just don't know. It's just frustrating and hurtful. And yeah. I don't know. Could somebody drop some comments? Let me know how are you holding up? How are you feeling around all of this? It is yeah, I'm just curious. Drop in the comments. I'm on what is it called? StreamYard. And it lets me see comments, but sometimes it doesn't depending on now where did I go? I messed up. But anyway, yeah. So I know that this, probably hits home for a lot of people in many different ways. You may have had somebody personally harmed by the police, law enforcement. Um, you may have experienced it yourself. Yes, I know. It's really scary for our sons, our boys, our men. I mean, girls, they're not they're not free of harm out of harm's ways either. Because say her name, they didn't hurt them too, but especially young men, they're a target. It is sickening. It is scary. They're a target. Um, I have a daughter, so but I know when I speak to um, friends that have sons, it's scary. It's really scary, and to not be able to move in the world and just be right, just to be, just to live. It's like this extra weight that you have to carry on yourself. That you have different rules that you have to govern by as you go about your life. Is it's can be just depressing, right? And so one of the things of how do you manage your anger? How do you manage your frustrations? How do you cope? Because that's what it is. It's like we have to cope with this stuff, and it's like generational. It's this constant reminder of the devaluing of people of color, of African Americans, the Black folk here in America, all over the world, but I can only speak to the experience of Black folks here. So, yeah, it's super heavy. It's super heavy, super heavy. But also, kind of segueing back to really the sacrifices, the sacrifices that women in general make to be successful, or the sacrifices that they lose out when they're pursuing that, or that they have to hold back because they have to manage their family. Um, but there are ways to do it. It's just like you really have to just be strategic about it. You have to be intentional about it, and just know that it is aligned with your core beliefs and values. And then after that, it just kind of falls in place. Now, sure, there'll be some barriers and stuff that comes up, but that's just part of life, right? But having a plan is the key. But you got to know where you are and know what the vision is or where you're trying to go before you get there. And that's one of the things. So next week, just want to do a quick little PR next week, starting next week, a week from today, will be my 5 day challenge. It's just 5 days, just 5 days, 5 days. It's called Delegate Like a Boss, because that's part of um, being successful is being able to have others join in, join in and help and support, because you can't do everything by yourself. Can't. It's not, things aren't designed to do things by yourself, right? I don't know what it is. You go, you run, you go by yourself, you go, what is it? You go fast, but you go with many, you go further, something like that. Yeah, you go further when you have a team. And a team can be anybody. It can be, the team that you work with at work. It could be your spouse. It could be the kids in the house. It could be family members. It can be your neighbors. It could be calling up Instacart, delegate, Fiverr, different ways of delegating. You can't do everything. And you'll burn yourself out. So in my 5 day challenge, that's what we'll be doing. Each day you'll have a challenge exercise that help build that muscle, and how really easy it is to um, create a delegation plan, one that's going to be effective to help you do more of what you love. Because that's what we want to do. We want to free up so you can do and stay in your zone of your superpower, right? And so if you're doing all of this other busy work, then you can't do the important work. So, and not to say that the other work that somebody else is doing is not important. It's just that that's not for you to do. Everybody has something to do, and some you just have to be strategic. So join me next Wednesday. It starts next Wednesday, but I'll drop the link on how you can register for that. It's free, like I said. You just drop your email in, and then you'll start getting you'll get the emails from me on a daily basis. It starts next Wednesday, 5 days Wednesday. Then after that, we're gonna wrap it all up in a live webinar training called Design Boss Lady Redesign. So, how to create the life that you want. This is about creating, designing the life that you want in 2021. So, I'm so excited to do this relaunch. So excited to be working with you and getting in a challenge with me. Let's do this challenge. It's fun. We're gonna be in with other boss ladies in community. Delegate like a boss. Yes, come on, Roxy. And it's fun, always a challenge is always fun. It gets you motivated, it keeps you going, keeps you engaged. And you can do something for 5 days, 15 minutes to set you up. And it's like the gift that keeps on giving. You learn this and you can apply it, and then that's going to maximize your time to spend for yourself. Things that makes you smile, things that makes you laugh, things that give you life, things that are invigorating to you, things that um yeah, it just feels good when you're doing it. So you do more of that when you delegate like a boss. All right. Well, that is it for today's edition. I know I was kind of all over the place. But join me again next Wednesday for Powerful and Mindful Living with Coach Renee. And then also, again, like I said, it's the kickoff of Delegate Like a Boss. So I'll see you next Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye. Happy Hump Day.